Hi students, I hope you are all doing fine today. Now in today's lesson, we are going to look at system changeover strategies. This is our topic for today. Now, without wasting time, let's try to understand what system changeovers is all about. Now, with system changeover strategies, we are looking at two things. We are looking at an old system, which is right here, and we are also looking at a new system. Now, an old system is the one that is currently being used in the organization, and the new system is the one that is being developed, a new one to be used in an organization. Now what we are looking at, we are going to look at different methods on how to move from an old system to a new system. Now let's have a look at the definition. Now, system changeover, it says that it's concerned with you shifting from an old system to a new system without disrupting any daily activities of the organization. So it simply means that you have to make sure that you move smoothly from this old system to the new system. Okay, it also says that is the changing from a development environment, and this development environment is known as the old system working and the new system being developed, to a new maintenance environment, which means old system abandoned and new system working. Now let's try to look at the main two basic methods of changeovers. Now mind you, we have so many methods that you can make use of, but in this lesson we are going to focus on two. But I also gave you two more extras just for you to go out there and research. Now the first one is the direct changeover. The second method is the parallel changeover, and the other two that I'm just adding for you to go research further, one is the phase changeover and the other one is the pilot running. Now these are all different methods or strategies that you can make use of in order for you to change from an old system to a new system. Now let's try to start with the direct changeover and understand it in details. Now with direct changeover, it simply means that you switching off the old system and directly switching on the new system. Now with the direct changeover, is straight to the point. Now having that said, let me just try to explain it in this way. Now let's say that you have an old system which is right here. Excuse my drawing please. And this is your new system. Oh, I think I need to take drawing classes. Now with the direct changeover, it's just a matter of you switching off this old system. You're completely switching it off, and then you switching on the new system. So it simply means that it's very direct. You just switch off this one and then you switch on the new system. Okay, now having that said, there's also another example right here. So you have your old system and you have your new system. So it's just a matter of you switching this off and switching this one on. Now it also says that this method involves the immediate discontinue of the old system. However, the new system must have been well tested. So you have to make sure that when you discontinue the old system, then the new system is very well tested so that you do not come across any bugs or any problems. In other words, you also just try to minimize the risk in the initial operation of the organization. Make sure that this is well tested before you cut off this one. Okay. Now, it also says that if you happen to meet unexpected problems, for example, maybe the hardware failures or software or design, it also becomes very much difficult for you to retrieve back your old system. Now, that's with direct changeover. Now, let's try to look at the advantages and the disadvantages. Now, one of the advantage of direct changeover is that it's a very simple method, meaning that it's the simplest method. I mean, it's very simple for you to cut off one and just to switch on one. You understand? So stop one system, start another one. So that's how simple it is. And you can actually do this changeover during a weekend or perhaps during a holiday period. All right, so it also says that no extra work in running two systems together for a time. So it does not require you to run two systems concurrently. I mean, you know, that requires a lot of time and as well as money, in other words. So for a direct changeover, there is no any extra work in running the two systems. Another advantage, my bad, is that it's the cheapest changeover, quickest and easiest from the other system changeover, but it's also one of the riskiest changeover. I mean, imagine you cutting off the old system and then later on you realize that the new system is experiencing certain problems. It becomes so much very difficult for you to retrieve back the old system, which actually leads to the organization suffering the consequences. And the disadvantage is that it's a very high risk. This is just what I've explained. If the new system is wrong, I mean, or it's experiencing a lot of problems, bugs or errors, it's very difficult for you to retrieve the old system, just like we have explained. All right, and then we are going to the second changeover, which is the parallel changeover. Now with a parallel changeover, this is whereby you run the two systems at the same time. You run them concurrently. So you run the old system and the new system. All right, you run them with the same data until you have confidence in the new system. Now once you have confidence in the new system, that's when you drop the old system. Now having that said, let's just try to explain it. Oops, back to my drawings. Now let's say that in this regard you have the old system right here and you have the new system here. Now with parallel changeover, is just a matter of you running this old system at the same time with the new system. So this is your old system and this is your new system. So you run them concurrently until you have enough confidence in your new system. Then that's when you cut off the old system. So I think I prefer this one. Sounds like it's more safer. Okay, now having that said, we also have an example right here. So you have your old system, new system, they run concurrently until you have enough confidence in the new system, then you drop the old system. The advantages and disadvantages. Advantages is that it's one of the safest method as well, meaning that the old system is kept in operation while the new system is brought in. So that also simply means they are being run concurrently or at the same time until you have enough confidence in the other one. And the other advantage is that it's much greater security. Of course, you have enough security in terms of you running the two systems at the same time, meaning that you just don't drop one, and once you experience certain errors or bugs in the other ones, then it becomes difficult for you to retrieve back. With this one, you are secured enough because you are running the two at the same time. And the disadvantage here is just that it's you need like more effort for you to run these two systems at the same time. You really need greater effort. And obviously when you're running the two systems, you need to compare the output as well, just to see that if they are operating, if they're carrying out a similar operation and so on. Okay, it may not be very easy to revert the old system should things go wrong. This is just what we have explained also in the direct changeover. And it also says that the new system may handle the information differently, making it awkward to compare outputs. Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, if you are developing a new system, it's because you might be, upgrading that system, or you might be, updating the system and so on. Obviously, you might realize or you might experience certain awkwardness between the two systems when you compare the outputs. Now, having that said, we've come to the end of the session for today. So I will give you a quiz on the on the Moodle platform. So try to go there and just try to find out on the information. Well, thank you, and I will see you in another lesson.